All right, welcome to Dr. T. Health is well talk. All right. So, Dr. T, who are you exactly? Are you a medical doctor? Not really. I, I'm actually an investment educator. I, in fact, within Dr. T, my money coaching to students, I teach them how to grow their wealth. But at the same time, I worry some students may neglect their health because eventually health is even more important than wealth. So that motivate me to share with them. I've actually have shared with them 55 styles of this investment skills, especially focusing on stocks. But at the same time, some could be just a beginner for health. And in fact, I'm very sorry to probably see some people even sacrifice their health to exchange for, well, for example, they can work non-stop day and night. So that is some of motivation behind that, right, for me to share. And probably before we start all the sharing, I'd like to actually give a disclaimer. I'm not a professional, right, medical staff. I am not like a medical doctor. Right? My doctor is actually, Dr. Red is in the scientific related topic. Huh? But at the same time, I understand the importance of health care related topics. So over the years, because I've done significant research in various areas, so I feel that it's a good time for me to gather, right, all these my findings and share that probably with my students and probably perhaps even with the general public as well. So you still need to make your own decisions because, right, our health is very so-called personal dependent. Our condition is different, right? But all my sharing here are based on, some are from the personal experience, some are from the this in-depth research from various sources. But I want to make sure that all those are good proven one. Only then I share with you. Okay. Again, I'm Dr. T here. Let's continue the lesson. So health is well. And our focus is in the 4 areas. I call it DEMS: healthy diet, regular exercise, peaceful mind, and good sleep. Right? But in this 15 styles here, my focus, primary focus is on the diet part. Right? So allow me to show to you. This is the breakdown over here. So basically, every month I share one topic, right? Roughly maybe 1 hour to my student, right? So in fact, over the last 15 months, I've been sharing, right, 15 topics. Today, in fact, it's a 15 months, right? So I've decided to use this opportunity to summarize and integrate all the 15 important health style together so that you can see the big picture of it. And hopefully it can actually, improve your health condition as well. But all depends on you. Same as investment, right? Someone can do nothing, right? Probably they have a good job, no need to do any more investment, right? But for someone, maybe you think I'm already healthy enough, so I no need to listen to anymore. But there'll be something probably useful for you to learn. So hope you can actually stand by to listen a few more minutes before you feel or make your own conclusion whether the talk could be useful for you. So the important motivation is you got the money, but you may not have the body, right, to enjoy it. So when they're happening, your result is zero, right? So throughout the history, I've seen some rich people, right, become very rich, right? One probably quick example I can think in my mind, you look at Steve Jobs, right? The Apple founder, right? I think if I'm not wrong, he died of a cancer, right? That one was considered young age, roughly probably near to 50 years old, if I remember. Yeah, so no matter how rich you are, right, if you do not take good care of your health, and one day when the crisis come, right, the rest your empire you build, your business, you become the world richest person may not be so useful for you. That everything will collapse. So, but prevention is better than cure, right? If anything happen, of course, you want to find a solution. but we hope that even before anything bad can come out, all right, we try to minimize the risk. We cannot totally say it'll be zero because we don't know what may happen. So that's why I done, very detailed research in all areas, especially related to diet first, because diet is the one easiest for us to change. Because every day you need to eat and drink, right? But you may not want to exercise, I know. Although we know must stay healthy, but do a lot of exercise. You go for a jog for 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, quit. The next day will not do it anymore. Right? By right, you need to keep yourself peaceful mind, not so emotional, but easy to say that, right? Because this could be personality dependent. Right? Having a good sleep, right? Even your parents, grandparents will tell you, but you may not understand why it's important. So by right, my original plan is to create a 55 style, 5-5, right? But every month when I develop, the more I develop, the more I understand, right? The profound knowledge required for the healthcare is even more complicated, right? More in-depth knowledge required compared with, let's say, stock investment. Really, right? I can teach you well probably for stock investment, but for the healthcare, I must say, even I spend so much effort, in my opinion, I still think that I'm still an intermediate learner. But in a humble way, I would like to actually share with you what I know as of today. Hopefully, my sharing here today, I'm not too sure how long it take. Could be 1-2 hours, right? Can shorten your learning curve, and hopefully that can be a best gift in your whole life. Huh? Okay, so here these are the styles initiated by the importance of diabetes. Dr. T, why diabetes is so important? They thought I'll link them together. Right? Coming to Mediterranean diet, one of the proven diet, and how to lose your weight, right, in a quicker way using 3-step method. How to have a balanced diet, right? We heard about what keto diet, low calorie diet, carnivore diet, all kinds of different style. But how to have a balanced one, more proven one, instead of bias, to extreme. And what's a whole grains? What's a GI index? Dr. T, what's cruciferous veggie? And I heard that, especially for patient with a cancer, right? That term come again. Why people say fat may not be bad at all? Why? Those like healthy fat. Why got healthy fat and non-healthy fat? Right? What are the super drinks? Right? So you like to drinks like milk tea and so that, right? What are the better or healthy one? And you heard about what prebiotics, probiotics, the good bacteria, and so on. What is that about? Is multivitamins, multi-mineral supplements, all these are important, or should you get it from natural food, sources? And you like to eat fruits. Some people say, right, you probably don't like to eat meals. You want to enjoy fruits. Can fruits replace a proper meal? And if yes, what could be a better choices? So how to read the label? Same as investment. A lot of investment out there. How to identify investment? You need to read the financial report, but the labor for the food labor, you need to read it. So this is your important information, right? And how to see through all kinds of potential threat in the health. Yeah. And if you do health screening to know your health condition, for example, cholesterol, for example, this glucose level, right? How to know when is an alert. And more importantly, at the end, Dr. T, most important style, how to stay happy. Happiness is probably our ultimate goal. It can be a rich people, you may not be happy. Okay? Even you are strong, you are healthy, but you may not be happy. Okay, so we wish eventually you lead to that. And this is not a separate style at all. Instead, they can be integrated together. Yeah, same as Dr. T, when I developed my 155 investment styles, I use a similar kind of approach when I come to the totally different topic for the healthcare. I must start with the very important common root cause and lead to the ultimate objective. Okay, by right, I should cover all the DEMS. but that require probably 55 styles. Right? Sorry to say, Dr. T take a shortcut because I worry. Right? Very few people willing to invest in a time even to listen to a video, right? To learn the complete 55 style. Even you tell them it's a free talk. So therefore, I've decided to compromise. I'm focusing probably more on diet part, right? For the E, M, and S, in future, you can actually extend further. But the good news, the final styles got this element of D, E, M, S. But the earlier 14 styles, probably focusing more on the diet, which is easier to achieve, right? But easy doesn't mean right, everyone can do it, right? Because knowing is easy, but you don't do it, right? Your result is still 0. Okay, let's continue from here, right? Shall we start? Style number 1, diabetes. Dr. T, why you put diabetes as number 1? Right? Is it like super risky diseases? Why don't you use like cancer? Because in my opinion, diabetes is like the source of all evils. Okay. In fact, diabetes could potentially lead to the cancer as well. Can lead to stroke, lead to a heart attack. Can lead to kidney failures and all that. So that's why but the starting of the diabetes is not just eating high sugar fruit or drink. Right? This is just for beginner, maybe think, don't drink too sweet. But I can tell you, right, it's more than that. Even the content, for example, carbohydrate, right? For example, your noodle, your rice, right, your bao, those a lot of we call it the hidden carbohydrate. Yeah, so those especially from refined this so-called like a wheat and so on, wheat flour and so on, right? They could actually cause so-called blood glucose to go up. Not necessarily have to eat sugar. Even you consume fruits. Some people thought fruits can replace meal. For example, during lunch, they don't eat lunch. They just say, I heard this veggie and these fruits are good. Half a be fruits. Fruits just enough probably will be okay. Can later I'll explain further. Yeah, because fruits can cause a fatty liver as well. Too much when it's consumed. Okay, so probably I want to explain a bit what is diabetes exactly. Okay, so what happens this way? Let me draw something you can understand better. Okay, so whenever we eat something, okay, you consume, okay, of course the fruit will flowing in, right? Go to your stomach, and then later on go to your small intestine and the big intestine. Okay, so that digestion will cause your blood glucose to create a spike. It's okay. So once your glucose, right? Glucose will come from various way, right? So mainly sugar. This is we call it the simple carbohydrate. This is the easiest form. So it's possible for whoever got the high risk for diabetes, meaning like to actually sit most of the time, seldom exercise, or family got this genetic so-called history one. Because right now, do you know how much is the occurrence percentage? So according to the statistic, confirmed 10% of population infected with this diabetes, right? But at the same time, there's another 10% is we call it pre-diabetes, meaning borderline, meaning altogether is 20%, meaning every 1 out of 5% we know around us could be in trouble or probably already affected or in the process of being affected, but in an unknowing way. So that's why, right? Let's say for family, let's say usually one family relative, you could have more than 10 or 20 people. So that's why it's nowadays it's not surprised to see some of you know about family members who may be affected. Okay, but at the same time, if they're saying parents or grandparents or sibling, right, affected, but it doesn't mean you also got chance because the genetic only contribute to 20%. So as long we start with our DMS, right, healthy diet, all right, good exercise, peaceful mind, and good sleep, right? Starting from today, right? And that potentially could even slow down or minimize that kind of risk. Although we cannot altogether get rid of it, okay? And let me explain the rationale of about diabetes. Once you eat, for example, those carbohydrate-related food or drinks, our bloodstream will have a surge, or we call it a spike in the glucose. So Dr. T, don't worry lah, got the glucose. I read from the biology, this class, then our pancreas will so-called release a substance called insulin. And this insulin actually is like a policeman. You will suppress down the glucose, right? Why? Because when your bloodstream got too much, this glucose is not good. It's like tomato ketchup, too thick, it's bad. It will cause a high cholesterol, it will cause a high blood pressure and many other related disease. So naturally, your body want to protect you. You are the master. Even you don't know what's happening, in an automatic way, right? They release the insulin, and you actually suppress down this so-called the glucose, right? And what happened is way, when it's suppressed down, you go down. So meaning, as if this is like a center line, you become very hyperactive. Oh, a lot of energy. Oh, then it's like some of you having a lunch, heavy lunch. After lunch, 1 hour later, then say some sian liao. Dr. T, what sian? Meaning low energy, right? Like no mood to move. You know what happened? Because you go to the hypo. This is hyper. This is a hypo. Because your insulin suppress it down. It become like this is like negative zone already. You're lacking of the glucose. Dr. T, in that case, where my glucose go? Your insulin is like policeman. Will assign your glucose. You go to the leg. Here at. You go to the stomach. You go to the liver, cause a fatty liver. At the end, your cell cover a lot of fat. Why? Because glucose, right? So all this, they have some complicated chemical. For example, this is called triglyceride. Okay, triglyceride at the same time can actually this also convert to fat. Fat is the easiest way to actually because fat actually can store the most energy. Yeah, so therefore, it can actually cause a big issue, cause the fat accumulation. So that's why one of the way later on you'll notice is called the measurement of your weight, as a one indicator, to know your risk. Yeah, so back to here one more time. Yeah, so when you're at the lower side, your stress hormone want to protect you, worry that you're, later on the fainted or whichever, stress hormone will release to push you up. So your whole day will be cycle in this way, up, down, up, down. It's like stock market price up, down, up, down. Your emotion and energy will be up, down, down. This is not good for you. Yeah, not only you're emotionally unstable, your body cannot reach an equilibrium. Yeah, so that's why if you eat lunch, eat dinner, eat snacks, especially high sugar, like biscuit plus milk, this milkshake, whichever, this is the result of it. In the long term, you'll cause all kind of diseases, not to mention cancer, stroke, right? This heart attack and so on, kidney failure and so on. Yeah, almost 99%, what you can think of could be related to diabetes. And why in the past it was not so important? Like 100 years ago, you probably seldom hear ancestor got this diabetes. Because your ancestor, you know what happened? Although they eat the same as you, but that time the economy probably not so good. They don't eat so much. And last time probably the sugar not so popular. Nowadays, all kind of snacks, all kind of junk food available. So that's why diabetes, is also kind of proportional to the weight. Nowadays, you look at the children, even, primary school, already, so the weight is so much already. So that's why when you come to adult, it's even more difficult to control it. Okay, at the same time, okay, we want to actually understand why beside this so-called the weight control, why the ancient people, for example, over 10,000 years ago, how come like, for example, cavemen, right? They may not have so much issue. Of course, we cannot, for sure to know 10,000 years ago, right? Those ancestors may not have diabetes issue. But because during the caveman time, right, what's the source of the food? Basically, they are hunter. Hunter, they hunt for meat, right? This is protein. The most they can add is the vegetable, okay? So, but they have very little carbohydrate, right? Carbohydrate, what happened is probably since a few thousand years ago, humans start to learn how to plant wheat, right? Crop the rice, okay? And so on. Yeah, so from there, human know how to stay, no need to hunt anymore. They can plant so-called those wheat, those oat and so on. Seems as a good, right? But unfortunately, those when they consume at the high level, right, it can cause this diabetes issue, especially they wouldn't control the weight, right? Okay, so back to here, there are two kinds of diabetes. One is called type 1. Type 1 basically meaning the pancreas cannot release the insulin. That is a function basically they need to actually inject insulin. That one is still okay. Right? But the type 2 is even more dangerous. Type 2 meaning you got insulin. You're okay, but you misuse it. You eat very often, or every 1 hour eat, every 1 hour eat. Or your pancreas working day and night. And then supper, 11 p.m. also eat. Cannot rest. And your body work. Guess what? Overloaded. Yeah. So at the end, they fail, they quit, they strike. Say, I don't want to work anymore. So when insulin come to here, say, yeah, your glucose go to your legs, your glucose go to here, but they all complain. No more space, go to other cell. I already become very fat already. No more space, no more fat I can store anymore. Reject. So at the end, what happened? Your bloodstream full with glucose because insulin cannot command the glucose anymore, right? They actually don't listen to them anymore. So that is called insulin resistance. So when that happen, it's like a nightmare for one person. Once that happen, meaning the body potentially may want to break down already. Okay, so I spend more time on start number 1 to give you the details. Now let's move on to more. Okay, the rest I can go through a bit faster. So in order to resolve it, we need some healthy diet. So you probably have heard about the world got some blue zones. Blue zone meaning those people having so-called long life. Okay, and in one area is called Mediterranean Sea. For example, near to Spain, near to Italy. They follow this Mediterranean diet. And so therefore, right, based on statistic, this lifespan is actually longer than the world in average. And so that's why scientists, right, think that is a proven diet. So what does it consist of? Right, one common element is they consume good fat called extra virgin olive oil, EVOO. By the way, don't confuse with other the so-called like so-called olive oil, okay, or pure olive oil. That one is not the correct one. You must look for EVOO. Yeah, some of you are confused by this marketing term. You thought, wow, pure one must be good. No, pure is bad. Pure actually filter out all the good elements of it. So later on, when it comes to the good fat, we'll cover more on that. Cruciferous veggie, later I'll elaborate on that. Yeah, so this is actually very good. In fact, cancer fighting vegetable. Even one person may not have cancer, right? You can actually use that to strengthen your body. And then eat a lot of berries, right? Beans, nuts, for example. Yeah. So more importantly, fatty fish like salmon and so on. All these are good. Yeah. And then the consumption of eggs, dairy product, maybe this will be less. These are pyramid system. Here more, including exercising. Here's less, definitely the junk food and so on. But you can eat once a while, which is fine. Definitely the red meat, right? This is very seldom. Okay, so just remember, no leg better than 2 legs, 2 legs better than 4 legs. This is called white meat, right? Let's say chicken. This is let's say pork, beef, and so on. 4 legs, this is no leg, meaning fish. So is it easy to remember? Right? No leg better than 2 legs, better than 4 legs. Okay, but within the no leg here, right, there are different category of fishes. Later I'll cover that as well. Okay, and then eat whole grains. Okay, don't just eat white bread and so on. Okay, so this is all together. It's called Mediterranean diet, including right regular exercising. Right, so this has been proven, right, sustainable, right, meaning for whoever you practice it, although not necessarily will you become better, but from a broad statistic point of view, right, it gives this a reliable result. Yeah, so although there are all kinds of diet outside, but this is one of proven one. Okay, at the same time, your starting point may be different from others. Probably your BMI could be too high already. Yeah, BMI is defined as the weight divided by the height, right, in meter square. Okay, so usually BMI more than 25 is considered an alert. Ideally, you want the BMI to be within 18.5 to 25. The middle point is probably around 22 to 23. But there isn't like an optimum point, right? Because some could be moderate, so-called skinny. Some is a little bit fatty, but it's still considered healthy. It's a range. But at the same time, assuming if someone, your BMI is already a high side, right? If you follow exercising, I can tell you, right? It may take like forever to lower down. You running a few days, then you go and measure, hey, how come the weight cannot fall down? Very simple. One bowl of rice, right? Do you know how much it has a 400 calorie? You need to run 40 minutes to digest it. So that's why we follow the rules of science. Okay, what goes in, what goes out. As long as your energy out more than your energy in, then you can create we call it the calorie deficit. Then you can have a weight loss. I personally have experienced it. In 1 month, losing 1 kg. So 5 months, I can lose 5 kg, for example. Yeah. So one of method I adopt is called low carb diet. So this is a simple, we call it super food soup. This is mainly just vegetable and the protein, like egg, broccoli, cauliflower, tomato, garlic, onion, bitter gourd. Protein could be tofu, tempeh, or could be like mackerel fish. In local here, we call batang fish. Egg is like one of the best so-called protein you can get it. And shiitake mushroom, for example, black fungus. In fact, seems like this is a simple soup, but you know this almost like a superfood. You heard about the Superman, right? This is superfood. Almost like 10 ingredients, all the super good one. Many of them are anti-cancer, for example. Yeah, so you put them together. By right, you by right should add some like a good fat, for example, olive oil. But because some of you, right, your BMI is already high, olive oil also can create extra calorie. So initial phase, at least for the first few months, don't add oil first. Lower down your weight first using this so-called calorie deficit. Okay, try to lose 1 kg every month. How to achieve it? For example, right, if you could have 1 week, 7 days, 1 day got 3 meals. So they're saying 1 week, can you have 5 meals? Could be 5 lunch or 5 dinner. Eat in such a way, right? You have all the protein, you have all the vegetable. You will not die if even you don't consume rice or noodles. Don't worry. Right? In fact, even inside here, you also got the carbo. Do you know that? Because soya bean, we should actually make this tofu. Got 40% is carb, which is all right. Yeah, tempeh, is one of local fermented food. Yeah. So that's why even this is zero carb, zero carbohydrate, you will not die. Our body our body needs sugar, but they not need carb to get the sugar. our body is smart. They'll burn the fat, right? That one is called a keto process, right? So some of you follow what's so-called keto diet. You only eat meat. That one may also is an extreme case, right? So, but we don't need to go to such extreme case. We have partial meals using low carb, which is a low calorie, but this is super healthy, okay? And use that, you can see vegetable got a lot of fiber, which is 0 calorie. Then protein, 1 gram only got 4 calorie. Fat itself got 9 calorie. So that's why fat at the moment we limit it, but you should consume good fat at later stage, but not now. Okay, use that, you can calculate this probably is around 250 kilocal. Right? For men is 2,500 per day, women is 2,000. Let's say you add up, you got deficit minus how many? So carry, you add up together, right? Day by day, you actually accumulate burning, right? Extra, you burn your own fat, right? You can also, if you're in Singapore, right? Government actually give you free tracker, health promotion board the tracker. Other countries, probably you can buy those watch, and track how many steps you run or walk or whichever, huh? Yeah, use that as one of the starting point for easy exercise, but this is totally optional. I remember diet control is even more important than the exercise. You ask one person not to exercise versus ask one person not to eat. Difficulty is different. They must eat, but they may not want to exercise. And then monitor the energy out and in. Using simple method is take the weight, right? You buy an electronic weighing scale, right? So no need to wait every day, but please wait until morning. When you wake up, after go to the restroom, that will be your lightest of the day. Use that the same condition to measure every day or every week, and then do a recording, write a journal, right? Write down. In the average, want to achieve roughly 1 month, 1 kg, but don't lose your weight too fast, because when you lose your weight too fast, it may create other issue as well. Yeah, for example, could have a gallbladder stone and so on, huh? All right, so, and BMI is not everything, because some of you, you know what, you may have a fatty liver, right? So your stomach here probably a bit rounded. So you also need to measure your waist to height ratio. For example, if your height is 160 cm, your waist maximum is 80 cm. That's it for lady lah, huh? Yeah, so hope it's clear for you. Yeah, so use these 2 simple criteria to keep track. All right, so we can continue here. After you become more healthy BMI, let's say less than 35, then you can start, we call it healthy diet. All right, meaning not only healthy, but balanced. Got protein, got vegetable, the fiber, got carb. Carb is not all evil, right? A good so-called complex carbohydrate is good, right? For example, like a brown rice and so on, okay? For example, sweet potato is also good. No doubt sweet potato is sweet, but this is different from the sugar sweet. Dr. T, I thought it's the same, no, different. Complex carbohydrate, right? That one is called simple carbohydrate, different. Yeah, this one take longer time to digest, safer. Okay. Yeah, so this is called 111. This is a diet. This is actually invented by Dr. T. VPC, vegetable, protein, and carb. Each one is roughly 1/3. Not exactly 1/3 lah, agak-agak roughly, huh? Okay, vegetable, meat, right, and this brown rice. Right. So you see, I don't actually like to eat the white rice, because brown rice, later I'll explain the GI index why much better. And at the same time, the fat is within here. So although I did not add in the fat, naturally when consume VPC, you will have a good fat inside if you actually cook with a right so-called oil. And this is called 211. This is in the market, some actually adopt this so-called vegetable is around 50%, 25% is meat or protein, and then 25% is the so-called this brown rice or whichever, the carb. And this is the avocado milkshake. Later I'll show to you the super drink, which is very healthy. Blueberries are one of the good so-called fruit. So this is like we call it like a healthy meal, huh? Okay. You can rotate it, fine. You can have soup, doesn't matter. Right. You can have Western food, Chinese food, or one so-called country food, doesn't matter. I'm sure you can create your one so-called diet. Okay, this is after you're more stable in BMI, and then your weight likely will maintain, even you don't do aggressive exercise. Remember, depend on exercise to keep fit, or to control your weight can be quite difficult. So diet should be a number one, right? So that's why in this 15 styles, I put diet at number one. In future, you can gradually extend to exercise, mind control and good sleep. And what is the GI index? Okay, glycemic index or GI, right? This is important because as I mentioned, once you eat carbohydrate, your sugar, the glucose, there will be a spike. These are burning paper, right? White rice, white noodle, all this the simple carbohydrate, they get burned easily, right? So your stomach, is like a furnace, right? So in order to slow down, right, for example, whole grain, there's a layer of bran. It slow down the breakdown of this. You burn slower, right? So it's like protecting layer. At the end, your energy is the same, but this is a spike. Remember when I talk about the spike, the curve, the glucose, this will become more flattened. Probably the total energy may be the same, but then you'll become less spike. This less spike will create less fluctuation. It's better for your health. Your insulin will not keep on releasing up, down, up, down. You'll not become so stressful. Yeah, so this is the reason behind why we want the low GI index. Yeah, so these are common low GI one, like apple, this vegetable and so on, nuts, right? Of course, all this I cannot say junk food lah, the fries and so on, white rice, but assuming you are someone, Dr. T, I cannot live without white rice. Can you do something like this? Can you cool it down? Don't eat while it's hot, because when this rice is cooled down, right? No need even need to actually cool in the fridge. Just let it, don't eat it warm, okay? Don't eat warm. So you can create, we call it the starch carbohydrate. Yeah, meaning that the chemical, the physical structure will change. Right? Meaning the GI index can lower down. Is that okay? And of course, if you eat rice versus eat porridge, the GI index is even higher because it become like a soup kind of things, very easy to digest. Just remember, the easier for your body to digest, meaning the higher is the GI, right? So the easiest way, always remember, you add in 1 spoon of sugar to the water and drink it. That's the easiest way. So for whoever, if you listen to this talk, you still don't know what to do, right? One important tip takeaway is don't drink sugar drink. That's it. You cannot do that. At least you lower down the sugar drink. You cut down on the frequency. That will help you in the long term. Right? For example, your coffee, don't add too much sugar. If possible, can even drink no sugar coffee if you could lah. But I know some of you cannot do that. So compromise in between. No need to be black or white. No need to be 0 or 100. There could be somewhere in between. For example, mid GI. Huh? Okay. So for example, if you cannot live without rice, at least you can change to basmati rice. Basmati is a lower GI compared like jasmine rice, right? And you can add 50% of the rice as a brown rice, mixed together, half, right? Or is 100% brown rice meaning got a layer of bran. Or you could actually add red rice or black rice. This is called imperial rice last time. Forbidden rice last time in the ancient, I don't know, in China or whichever, black rice is very rare. So that's why I say only for imperial royal people to eat. I don't know how true it is, but nowadays it's very common. But it's more expensive lah. I'll say minimum go for 100% brown rice. If you cannot change your taste, mix it until one day you can adjust to it. It will be good for your health in long term. Right? At the same time, to cook it is not difficult. You can actually immerse it with water longer and then add more warm water. Just do a few experiments, you'll be okay. It will not be hard. In fact, one day you cannot go back to white rice anymore because you get used to brown rice. It's just a habit. All right, so we continue. Cruciferous veggie. Why this is important? Because we remember we eat fiber. It's not just, but Dr. T, fiber got 0 calorie. Why we eat fiber? We eat fiber for the vitamin, for minerals. We eat that for the extra elements. For example, cruciferous as one important element is called sulforaphane. So Dr. T, what is sulforaphane? This is an anti-cancer element, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. Our body could get inflamed. It's like your body, your skin got cut, right? You'll be inflamed, 发炎, huh? But at the same time, right, if your internal body, right, got inflamed, you will, you know what happened? You can create something bad substance. So that's why this sulforaphane available in cruciferous can help to actually fight against those, right? But in order for you to get the good elements of it, some general rules. When you cut the cruciferous veggie, you must let it rest for 40 minutes. You must torture it to cut it, because when you cut, you actually trigger it to release this sulforaphane. So you cannot actually, from the bulk of here quickly go and cook it. Of course, you can get good nutrition, but not the best of it. Besides the vitamin C, got vitamin K. Vitamin K basically to fight against the clogging of the so-called your blood vessel and so on. Huh? Okay. Yeah, but at the same time, this is still not everything. Right? Fiber is important for you. Later we link to the probiotics, because fiber is a food to feed the probiotics, the good bacteria. Right? You need the good bacteria to form a ecosystem with your body, because your body cannot digest everything. At least you cannot digest fiber. Cow can, sheep can, right? Cow can convert the grass into meat to protein, but you cannot. As a human, you need probiotics, right, to help you do that conversion, convert the fiber to shorty chain fatty acid, which is good for body. Okay, that will be another topic. All these are the common Asian vegetable, right? So you don't need to must eat like kale, broccoli, and the rest, more like Western one. But if I have to rank number one, I'll put broccoli as number one, cauliflower as number two. Very high nutrition, right, content inside, right? But at the same time, each of them got the pro and con. For example, broccoli may cause bloating if you eat too much. Yeah, but some got bloating issue with stomach, then you can eat those bok choy related. All these are bok choy family. What's cruciferous mean? Right? Meaning is the cross for the flower. This is the meaning of cruciferous veggie. The flower is like a cross sign. Right? And you can do a simple Google. All right, all these are common one, more than enough. But doesn't mean you can only eat that. Even for non-cruciferous like spinach, tomato, bitter gourd, bell pepper, all these are good. But bell pepper, please choose the red color one. Right? Don't choose the green or the yellow color one, because the nutrition level for red color is the highest. Not to mention the herb, garlic, onion, ginger, turmeric, all these are important. And even complex carbo doesn't mean all the carbo is bad. Carrot, sweet potato, all these are good. Right? They're complex one, not the simple carbohydrate. Right? But when you eat, for example, sweet potato, then that day don't cook the rice. Okay. All right, we continue looking at the fatty fish. Right? So not necessarily fatty fish. You can get omega good fat from various sources. There are three kinds of omega fat: omega 3, 6, and 9. 3 and 6 are essential oil. But unfortunately, omega 6 has been misused because this is the cheapest. This mostly from vegetable oil like canola oil, sunflower oil. So outside food, for example, you go to restaurant, to lower down the cost, they usually cook with vegetable oil. Right? The worst thing is sorry to say, palm oil. Right? The cookies, those made of palm oil, the cheapest one. By right, nothing wrong with the omega-6. At the end, it's the balance, right? By right, we need to have a ratio maximum 4:1. For every 4 portion omega-6, you need to have one portion omega-3 to balance. Right? But some people is 10 to 1, 20 to 1. Seldom good. Eat good fat. Where's the good fat coming from? Fatty fish. Right? Salmon. Right? People dislike fat. Dr. T, I don't like fatty food. Right? I know lah, fatty meat. Right? But this fat is good. Fatty fish. Right? This is a fat can actually help you to get rid of fat. 以毒攻毒啊. Use the fat to get rid of fat. Oh, Dr. T, first time very cheap. How to do it? Huh? Because the trick is the omega-3. This can actually lower down the fatty liver, can help to unclog the so-called the blood vessel and so on. Huh? Can lower down your LDL and so on. Right. At the same time, this plant-based, some of you could be vegetarian. You don't eat fish, then you can eat flaxseed, chia seed, walnut, for example. Right. All these are good source for the omega-3. This is called unsaturated fat. This is called polysaturated fat. It doesn't mean you totally cannot eat. You can eat, but a good balance. So at home, you can control omega-3. Outside, you cannot control omega-6. So that's why at home, if you do home cooking, try to actually eat more of this kind of source of food. Huh? Omega-9 could be from olive oil, right? EVOO, especially extra virgin olive oil, not the pure one, not the light one. Avocado, right? Nuts and so on, like almond, peanut, all kinds of nuts. Yeah, but omega-9 is not essential because our body can do a synthetic of it. Right? So omega-3 is more important. This is what lacking. So a good source, number one, is from salmon. The best is from the wild salmon, but nowadays very expensive, very hard to get it. So most of common source is from Norwegian farm salmon, which is okay. Farm salmon, the content is less, but they are well controlled, right? Government actually in Norway, they control it quite well. Yeah, so, but make sure you get it from the right source. Because of the good value of good price of salmon, some scammer may actually do a so-called color dyeing. So probably they use other meat or whichever to pretend they dye with the red color, right? So best you can get see the whole salmon and cut from there. Right. Otherwise, you must make sure it's from reliable sources, huh? Right? And mackerel and salmon both are the high content. Mackerel, there are all kinds of variation. For example, batang, tenggiri, this local one in Singapore, Malaysia, you heard about it. Japan mackerel called saba. Kambong, salak, all these, they are actually quite cheap, not expensive. Right? Same thing for sardine, but sardine, don't buy those deep inside the tomato one, the one not good. For example, this one is quite good. Iron brand in EVO oil. So all these are possible source. But even normal fish may not have such a high content. These are called the deep sea. Deep sea fish usually they have more storage of the fat lah. Because deep sea usually it's like people you're afraid of this a cold, you need a layer of fat. So fish also need a layer of fat. Yeah, so that's why all these are the good sources. But let's say you got others, to consider. Even the omega-3 is lower, doesn't matter. Okay, just start from somewhere. Okay, so in the long term, it will help you. But remember, good diversified sources is important. If it's too boring for you, if you cannot eat salmon every day, then you diversify lah. Sometimes you can steam fish also can. Here is a grilled fish, but grill also got issue. Grill or burning or whichever, sometimes it can cause other issue. Yeah, so for example, you want the taste, you can fry a little bit, half cooked salmon, then you can add soya sauce or can add maybe the turmeric powder, right, to make it more tasty, right? Add water. So use the half so-called stir fry, half cook with water, right? To balance in between. Until one day you want to totally don't use the oil to cook, then it's fine. Okay. But the Western way of cooking, usually they need to grill it. But in my opinion, all depends on the taste. Okay, so, and the good thing, because the oil, 1 gram got 9 cal of so-called 1 gram of fat got 9 calories. So you eat even a bit, you'll feel very full already. Yeah, so that's why it's a good source of protein. and good source of fat. Yeah, so don't afraid of fat. But if you are fighting with a BMI right now, then eat with moderation. Is okay? And in the long term, can fight against cardiovascular diseases, heart attack, stroke, and so on. Can lower down the inflammation. Right? So all these are the source of cancer issue. The triglyceride, the fat, right, can lower down, and definitely your LDL will follow, huh? Okay, and increase your good cholesterol like HDL. Okay, so we continue, right? What other source? For example, just now we talked about omega-3, can get it from the seeds, chia seed, flaxseed, but to eat directly quite difficult, so you can blend it. So for example, this is a technique, use a miller or blender. Miller, if it's a small one, chia, flaxseed, walnut, then you need the blender. You can blend it, don't blend continuously, you can zing, 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 every time 1-2 seconds, 1-2 seconds. Do it 10 times. Okay, but in my opinion, walnut best to eat directly, don't need to blend. So what I did is actually I blend them together in the powder form and add to the milk in the morning, hot milk, right? So they become omega, so-called super drink. Okay, you can add in, let's say, Quaker oat and so on. Become a healthy one. And this is a turmeric, right? It's an Indian traditional drink called golden milk. Right? Turmeric powder, add with hot milk, and you best add a bit of a bit of black or white pepper, because by doing so, the active material of turmeric, okay, this is a cancer fighting, right, can be increased by 2,000 times once you got a little bit of pepper there. Yeah, this is some science behind it, huh? Right. For whoever, if you cannot take it too much, you can add into natural food. For example, when you cook your curry chicken or whichever, you cook your salmon, you can add some turmeric powder, right? Add this so-called the water to cook it. It's very nice, huh? Okay, for example, this is how to prepare the milkshake. Avocado, good source of omega-9, right? Blend it with the milk, and then the carrots, avocado, ripe one, and even can add the probiotics, this Yakult, right? And then this is a nice so-called dessert for you lah. But again, avocado also quite high calorie, although it's a good fat. So if you are high BMI, I control first. Okay, so other than this, we also got pumpkin seed, also good, right? In Singapore, usually I get it from NTUC, Zhongping, or the Hokkwa. Those are the good source of the cheap one I mentioned here. You can compare the prices. Okay, quality is about the same. Okay, so this is a simple way to prepare the healthy drink. 2 spoons of this powder here, and then add in the Quaker oat, add in the hot milk. Huh? And if you are eating chia seed need time to absorb it. You can leave it overnight with yogurt. Become like jelly type of structure. If in the morning like this, you let it sit for, let's say, 10 minutes. Let it swell a bit when you consume to minimize the chances of bloating issue with a chia seed or flax seed. Okay, prebiotics and probiotics, the important is actually when you eat this fiber, when you go to our stomach, the big intestine, right? The fiber become the food of the good bacteria. You can convert it to the short chain fatty acid, which is important for body, right? So that's why, although we are not like cow, cannot digest fiber, but probiotics is our best friend. Probiotics, the number in our body is even more than the number of cells. There could be billions of them inside. And we want to create a united nation of the good bacteria. So don't depend on one single source. So for example, you can get it from Yakult, Shirota, right, strain. You can get it from some yogurt, LA, BB. This is a higher quality one. This probably a bit lower, Thermophilus bulgarius. Yeah, so you can read from label what kind of strains it belong to for probiotics. Someone to eat from capsule also can. Capsule, some tablet, they are actually mostly is a LA or BB, which is fine. And usually I will take from Farm Fresh, right? Singapore, Malaysia can get it, right? And the Yakult, you can get it from here. This is the Ace Light, is less sugar. And good thing is the one bottle got 30 billions. Wow, 30 billions is a lot. CFU is the density of the probiotics. Right. This Farm Fresh even more. For roughly two spoon, 2 spoon is 100 gram roughly. Right. Got 100 billions already. Yeah, you don't need a lot. In fact, every day minimum 10 billions already good enough. So even one scoop. Nowadays, even in the morning, I'll take 1 spoon first before I eat the bread, because bread is carbohydrate, no? Right? So the first spoon, first bite I eat is protein. Okay. Some of you eat this egg also can, huh? Right. But this is Yakult is light, because this one got sweetener. Sweetener, some of you may cause bloating issue because it's got mannitol inside. Right. So if you want to minimize this, you can buy the normal Yakult, but the CFU will be lower. Okay, it's using normal sugar, which is okay. The content of the sugar is not as bad as you think, because the sugar is to feed the good bacteria. Right, the good bacteria need to eat the sugar. Huh? Yeah, so that amount is good. You can tolerate that. And some may eat kombucha. Right, this is the tea and sugar, let it ferment. Some actually use kefir. Right, this is using this milk, right, like sour milk lah. Same thing, fermentation process. You can do some Google, right, to read how to get the so-called all these original strains, and then so you can buy them, and then you can do it at home yourself. So this is almost like your to replace yogurt also possible. Okay, so then other sources can be kimchi, fermented sour veggie, and all that. Miso soup. Even tempeh also got good probiotics, except because tempeh, when you cook it, the probiotics may die. But even that is okay, because tempeh natto got vitamin K2 inside. Vitamin K2 and K1 different. K1 is like in cruciferous veggie, is to help to minimize the clogging. But K2 is basically help you to redeposit your calcium in the bloodstream to other places like your legs, whichever, the joint which you need the calcium. Because sometimes consume too much calcium may not be good, especially in the bloodstream, because that one potentially can cause some so-called clogging issue. Yeah, so this is for some whoever eat a lot of supplements, especially on calcium, need to be careful on that. Okay, so rotate different probiotics. In fact, probiotics can be everywhere. You go to nature, you touch a soil, soil also got bacteria, good probiotics. Nowadays, the modern family, everything must be clean, everything wet, antiseptic, so-called tissue here and there. So in fact, that minimize the chances of your children to get healthy. So sometimes they get a bit flu here and there. Actually, get flu is as long not those COVID, the one, the dangerous one. Mild one actually helping children to get stronger. So that's why elderly people, you see, when they get older, seldom got the cold because of that. Because when they're small, the environment they are coming from, naturally got a lot of bacteria, although may not be all good bacteria. But in a more controlled environment, this is what we can do lah. So that's why sometimes when we touch the dogs, cats, the nature, indirectly we can get probiotics as well. So in fact, probiotics is everywhere, but that density is limited. So this is artificial way you can consume it. All right. So now we continue to get the vitamins, all kinds of vitamin. There can be more than 13 kind of vitamin, multivitamin, and minerals. So I'm not going to go through by one. Basically, it's A, right? Complex B, right? C, D, E, K, right? B and C can so-called is the water soluble, right? But the A, D, E, K, the rest, right, can only soluble in oil. So that's why when you take vitamin, but especially multivitamin, try to eat with meal, because your meal likely will have some oil. Otherwise, quite difficult to get it. Yeah, so that's why sometimes when you cook your veggie, stir fry a bit, maybe with olive oil, EVOO. It will help you to so-called digest the vitamin other than B and or C. Okay, so of course, vitamin C from all kinds of fruits. Vitamin A, for example, from carrot, from everywhere. B, there are too many sources. Don't need to remember all this, but basically multi-grains, even those good meat, especially I'm talking about no leg one, like fish, fatty fish. Those are good sources. Can and if you forget everything, the best, almost like a vitamin tablet, like a fruit, is called egg. Egg for the last 50 years, right? Actually, there's an illusion, misconcept that egg is bad, could cause high cholesterol. Actually, it's not true. The latest report from the US authority even ranked that as a top 10 so-called healthy food. It's never too late to correct that misbelief. Yeah, but it could already cause the last one generation to avoid from egg, especially the egg yolk. Actually, egg yolk is even better than the egg white. So don't be afraid of it. Right? All the good vitamin, mineral, except don't have vitamin C inside. Right? So that's why in general eat multi-grains. Right? Just with a VPC diet, meaning balanced diet 111. Right? Don't just bias towards certain so-called food. Then you should have a diversify sources of that. Then you'll be quite okay. But Dr. What if it's still not enough? Right, then you may need supplement, huh? Okay, other than vitamin, we got the minerals, right? The more common and important one is calcium, magnesium, potassium, and zinc, for example. And for whoever want to fight cancer, selenium is also important, huh? Yeah, so but to purposely eat certain food to get it probably not very efficient. So I would say even you're quite healthy, health conscious, probably potentially can add one multivitamin. Right? There are all kinds of multivitamin. This is just one example. For example, personally, I eat this one Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then the alternate day, I eat the other one, calcium, magnesium, zinc, D3, K2, right, biotin. By the way, you can get vitamin D from sunlight. Yeah, it's because the UV light, when you heat your skin, right, it can make, our body is like a factory, can create the vitamin D ourselves. But you don't worry, you'll be over-consumed lah. Right? So our tolerance level is quite high. So once you have too much, of course, too much sunlight can cause a skin cancer lah. Outdoor 30 minutes good enough already, especially 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Just nice. Not too high, too strong. Noon time is too strong already. If noon time, 10 minutes good enough. Okay, or in the late afternoon. Okay, so come back to here. Right. So as just I mentioned, calcium don't need too much. Huh? This 600 milligram already. I think don't be over like 1,000. Okay. Yeah. Some, for example, purposely eat the vitamin C. For example, some vitamin C supplement could be over 1,000 milligram. For example, you look at redoxon. So vitamin C, some people eat every day, like actually no need lah. Normal time is good enough. Only when you're sick, for example, got flu, your immune system is low, right? Then you can probably add that extra high density, supplement. It will help you to boost up your immune system, especially with the zinc, huh? Yeah. So I'm talking about that redoxon, but there are other brands as well. So you not need to follow exactly the brand here. I just quote that as an example. And while calcium, magnesium, D3 is important because they're helping each other. Right? For example, when you have a magnesium, you help the absorption of calcium easier. When you got vitamin D, it's important. That's why we need to have sunlight. You stay at indoor most of the time, right? Your body absorption of calcium will be weaker. Not only that, there are other elements as well. Okay, so a balanced diet, you can also consult the FDA, right? They got daily value recommendation, right? But again, no need to be super perfect. Just diversify. Don't be biased in your diet. In general, be okay, right? Multi minerals, multivitamin, all these are, I would say, optional, right? But if you want, it's fine as well. Okay, and egg, in my opinion, is the most natural source of it. And fruits, everyone like it. Wow, totally sweet, because I want to so-called keep so-called slim. So probably lunch I eat fruits only. Then this is not the right solution, because fruit are usually sweet, and that high fructose, right, can cause fatty liver. Right? You know why? Because 90% of fructose, meaning the sugar from fruit, can only be digested by liver, not by stomach. So that's why some people even they don't eat a lot, but they can have a, we call it the inner fat, organ fat. So when they measure the waist to height ratio, the stomach will be quite big because of that. So you can eat a lot of vegetable, but don't eat a lot of fruits. But you still need fruits, right? But the general guidelines is like a palm size, like a kiwi size, for example. Right? This is a one portion. I don't eat more than that. Okay, yeah, moderate on that. Okay, if I will rank the top 10, avocado is probably number one. Right, but the drawback, this one too much high calorie if your BMI is high. Otherwise, this full with omega-9 potassium antioxidant, right? But to choose the right avocado is important. You need to wait for it to ripe. Sometimes the cheap one may not be good one. So get it from reliable sources. Because avocado, you need to make sure got enough fat inside when it can get ripe. Some avocado, you leave it for 1 week, also cannot change color because the fat content is limited. So that's why even if sell it cheap, that one is totally useless. Cannot get ripe. All right. At the same time, strawberry, blueberry, blackberry, all the berries are good. But I will rank blueberries as number one because it's value for money, it's cheaper. Although strawberry is also good, but worry because farmer need to control, the insect. They may actually, some unethical one may spray the pesticide. Yeah, you need to wash it. All the fruits you might wash. Uh, Wash with the running water, including your vegetable and all that. Wash 2 times. You can dip it, later on wash it. Yeah, so don't save the water. Yeah, because 99% of the chemical on the layer surface can be removed. Right? Even it cannot pass the so-called inspection, but if you wash it, right, you can remove the chemical. Right? Blueberries, most of them are farm, but which is okay. So I will rank as number one because it got the antioxidant, good for your brain especially. Blueberries and the walnut, especially to fight against dementia, right? So for those elderly people, those are good source. No doubt this one could be sour, could be sweet, but this sweetness, the GI is very low. Right? It's not as high as you think. Banana and this papaya, although it's quite sweet, right? The GI can be high. It depends on ripeness. So don't wait until it's too ripe. Okay. Yeah. So probably can eat, just start eating already. Don't wait until it was super ripe. Then the sugar content is very, very high. Yeah. Among the fruits, kiwi, papaya, guava has the highest vitamin C, not orange. Okay. And vitamin C is a form of antioxidant, can fight against the cancer. And apple, orange are very common. But apple can cause bloating issue, but it got antioxidant as well. Yeah, so that's why it depends on individual, you can adjust to it. Some, if you got constipation issue, you can eat kiwi or this dragon fruit and papaya. Okay, they got quite a lot of fiber inside. Although dragon fruit can be very sweet, but because got a dot inside, actually got fiber inside. Yeah, so got the white color one, red color, even yellow color one. Yeah, so it can actually help you to regulate your glucose level, not as sweet as you think. Of course, guava, some people like it, depends. Yeah, so this just starting. It doesn't mean the rest is not good, like berries, pomegranate, prune, grape, and so on. There are hundreds of fruits you can take it, but this just some of the more common Asian this fruit you can find. Although blueberries, not too sure whether it can call it Asian or not. Okay, so but doesn't matter. Nowadays, world is flat. You can get the fruit from any places. Right? Just remember, don't over consume it. Otherwise, may get a fatty liver. One day, one palm size, like one kiwi size, any fruit, good enough. The most is 2 kiwi size of fruit, right? Eat a lot of vegetable, but don't eat a lot of fruits. Just enough already. All right, continue. You need to learn how to read the food label. This is same as investment. You must know how to read the so-called financial report. This is available to everyone unless the scammer writes something untrue. Of course, sometimes you go to those so-called the small store, don't even got any label. They home prepared food. So that's why like in Singapore, those may not be allowed lah. Must all got label. The label must say which day you produce, when will expire. Okay, for example, if you buy EVOO olive oil, right, the expiry date usually 2 years. Remember, olive wine and the red wine different. Red wine is probably the longer it better, right? Some people say, but no, EVO different, must fresh one. So don't buy a lot of olive oil and keep it unless super discount lah, huh? Otherwise, try to, when you want to finish, when you buy, to keep it fresh. Ideally, should have minimum 1+ year of expiry date left. Don't wait until 1 month want to expire already, then buy, because the antioxidant kind of elements, right, will decline over the time. Okay, and how much is the weight and the nutrition content is important. This is just one example. For example, a 3-in-1 coffee, you read for every 17 gram, one packet, inside got 4.3 grams sugar, jalat. And 4.3 over 17 is almost like 25% already. And you can make it prepare 100 ml, let's say drink or one cup. This is about maybe 200 ml. So it'll tell you how much sugar you consume from here. Fine. Yeah. So that's why this is just a starting. But more importantly, you can read. Right. Important is look at like saturated fat. Right. We don't want trans fat. Definitely trans fat nowadays, especially in Singapore, is banned. Okay. But other country maybe still have it. Right. Saturated fat depends. It's actually a gray area. For example, if you eat the whole milk or drink whole milk actually will give you like nutrition grade in Singapore. It's called C. Then you're wondering how to find grade A whole milk. Answer is you cannot ever find it by default. Okay, right? Whole milk, the highest probably you can get it is C. Only those skim milk you can get A. That part I may not agree, but if you are controlling your BMI, probably pay a bit attention, because saturated fat is a gray area. Right? It may not be bad after all, but it may not be super good as well. Right? Okay. So at the same time, check the calories. Okay, the calories will tell you how much you can consume. Yeah. So especially those 3-in-1 coffee, you want to get the so-called get slim. Be careful about it, huh? Okay, and at the same time, sometimes you read, wow, got palm oil. Oh, this one be careful, Jalat. Okay, got all this Arabic number 1231. You don't know what approved natural flavoring, got what approved coloring, what preservative, what stabilizer. And some they would like to use a word called approved, permitted. Kind of like imply to you they are okay one. Right? A general guidelines, you will see a lot of numbers, may not be good after all. But sorry to say that, quite sad to say that nowadays to prevent this quite difficult. Yeah, so the best is eat whole food, eat fresh food, don't eat processed food, don't drink from the simple here 3-in-1. Drink the natural coffee lah, coffee powder, you add the so-called milk powder yourself, right? And since most of the this coffee also, got some sugar inside already, no need to add extra added sugar. Can? Right? So trans fat definitely no. Right? A lot of fried stuff, a lot of saturated fat. Okay, additive coloring. Right? Just watch out, huh? Okay, but of course, how true it is all depends on the manufacturer, how reliable they produce the data. Right? So, but starting from today, try to read. You can compare brand A versus brand B. Right? The sugar content. Should you go for the you like a soya milk? Is it the low sugar one better or not? Huh? Okay, so continue. This some so-called link you can get some information. And how to read your health indicators. From time to time, you probably do a health check. Blood test is one common one. So you probably do we call lipid profile, which is cholesterol test and glucose test, right? So glucose test usually got 2 types. One is to check the glucose level, the one not enough. Try to pay a bit to go for HbA1c, hemo something. It means the sugar will be so-called tagged to the red blood cell, and that red blood cell will take 3 months to die. Okay, so therefore, when you measure the HbA1c, it's like a 3 months average, and this percentage has to be less than 5.7%. Then you're okay. If it's 5.7 to 6.4, this is called pre-diabetes. If more than 6.5, then this is called officially diabetic. Yeah, so you have not done that, try to do so, because your glucose level itself is not enough. You need to measure HbA1c. Usually you top up a bit extra, you can get it. In Singapore, government subsidized. If you're under the Screen for Life scheme, citizen, I think $5, PR probably 12.96. This from Raffles Medical price. So you pay for normal screening is also, it's like over $100. It's not expensive. Okay, you can top up a bit here and there. Standard lipid test is all available. And you need to have at least one baseline case. Don't save that kind of money, At least need to know your current diabetes condition, because diabetes can connect to cancer, can connect to stroke, heart attack, So once you control diabetes, probably you can, in a way, minimize like more than half of the potential diseases already. Okay, So at the same time, the cholesterol checking, the common one is look at total cholesterol. Common mistake is, total cholesterol more than 200 mg over DL, then quickly announce, bad already. Actually, total cannot conclude, because total cholesterol got good cholesterol called HDL, got bad cholesterol called LDL. Okay, HDL and LDL is just like we call it cholesterol carrier. This is from the liver. So when you say LDL, meaning this is the carrier sent from liver to here, they potentially will deposit cholesterol to your blood vessel. So that's why we call it the bad cholesterol. And HDL actually is the same carrier, but it's removing from blood vessel back to the so-called liver. So that's why we say HDL is a good one, because it helps to clear. It's like a cleaner. But having high LDL doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It depends whether you got inflammation. If you eat too much sugar, your blood vessel wall is inflamed. Then this layer will open up. Then you'll find way to stuck this molecule or atom inside. And one is stuck, it's like landslide. Guess what? One day go and play badminton or anything aggressive exercise. This one be broken like a landslide. Will actually causing congestion. Congestion near to blood, near to the heart is called heart attack. If it's near to the brain, it's called stroke. So this is some rationale behind it. Yeah, by eating, for example, omega-3, this is a good fatty acid, it can help to clear this. By exercising more, it can increase the HDL, more cleaning process. By eating more cruciferous veggie, it can lessen the inflammation, even got high LDL, because some could be genetic issue. But at least that deposition of the bad cholesterol, or cholesterol will not be too much. Some people using statin to control, but statin may cause some side effect like muscle ache and all that. So consult your doctor, Plus doing some your own research, what you need to do if you have a high cholesterol. But at the same time, you need to break down to a component. When you see the result got high total cholesterol, don't get panic. Check how the high is derived. Is it high HDL or high LDL, or is it high TG? The equation is TC total is equal to HDL plus LDL plus total cholesterol, the triglyceride divided by 5. So this add up together is total cholesterol, So this is using the mg over dl. In other country, they may using different equation. Then this equation need to modify it. And to depends on just LDL. Say high LDL is bad. Okay, it may not be so-called fair. Okay, so that's why nowadays, some scientists, researcher also add in HDL and TG to combine together in analysis. TG basically, this is a fat. So when you eat a lot of sugar, carbohydrate, your fat will come out. Hey, Dr. T, can you repeat that? I thought eat fat will get fat. How come I eat sugar, eat carbo, can get fat? Because your energy cannot digest, right? Your insulin will ask your glucose to store somewhere. Your cell, the most efficient way to store your energy is using fat, because 1 gram of fat equal to 9 kilocal. 1 gram of so-called sugar or carb is equal to 4 kilocal. So that's why all this glucose will be converted to fat eventually. So this is how it happens. Yeah, so this is triglyceride. This is a bad fat. So naturally, even vegetarian, right? If you eat a lot of carbohydrate, right? Eventually you get a lot of fat. So don't assume vegetarian cannot be fatty, huh? Can, right? So others, we're using a ratio. Total cholesterol divided by HDL. If this is less than 4.5, meaning even the total is high, but your HDL, the good one, also high. HDL is the only one, higher is better. You can get it from the regular exercise and others, not just food itself. But LDL, for example, can lower down with omega-3 good fatty so-called acid and all that. Huh? Triglyceride can lower down by less consumption of the sugar, right, and the carbohydrate, for example. And another way is to measure the triglyceride divided by HDL. Triglyceride is bad, HDL is good. So this ratio, if it's less than 2, is still fine. So even someone with a high TG, if HDL also high, it's fine. So kind of implying that if even you have a bad so-called diet habit, eat junk food and all that, but at least you got some good exercising, your HDL is good, right? Probably can help to compensate for that. But there's a limit to that. Can. So anyway, do a simple comparison, but when you are near to the borderline, be careful. And it's never say like some people may be like LDL alone could be very high. The rest could be all okay. Some could be genetic issue, so don't get panicked that because of one got issue. At the end, you look at total. You look at, for example, do you eat healthily? Do you exercise regularly? Do you have a stressful day? Do you sleep well? All this should be all together. Okay, now come to my final slide. I want to integrate all the 1 to 14 together through number 15. Because so far I'm focusing a lot on diet. But I may actually, I don't want you to, uh, misunderstood thought, wow, by controlling diet is everything. No, exercising, for example, just now HDL, you need exercising, right? In fact, by staying, positive minded, it's important. So these are the 4 we call it happy hormones. You can get it. Dopamine, what is that? Oxytocin, serotonin, right? Endorphin. Okay, these are the Chinese version. 多巴胺、催产素、血清素、内啡肽. Okay, so the name may not be so important, but you must know where you get it. Dopamine is the most common one, but to be frank, it may not be a good one. Right? There's a positive and negative side of it. In fact, it can cause addiction. For example, you play computer game, you also can get a lot of dopamine. You got addicted. So when you're addicted to something, your dopamine, this is a negative way. But the positive way is you accomplish a difficult task. Wow, your boss asks you to do a project, you work day and night, finally complete it. Wow, suddenly, wow, you feel like, wow, you're so great. Your dopamine is the highest. For example, let's say Trump got elected. Wow, struggling hard, now become US president. Then dopamine will be very high. Okay, but unfortunately, that addiction could accumulate. There's a so-called diminishing return, meaning once you get it, for example, you eat chocolate, you eat sugar, you eat sweet, also can get higher dopamine. In fact, just eating junk food also can. But unfortunately, the next time you must eat more of this because your body got addicted. It's not happy with that. So that's why you can compare like a drug addict. right? One dose not enough, must have 2 dose, 3 dose. So we hope you apply that in a positive way. For example, give yourself some challenges, right? Complete it, but you need the body as a master, right? Your brain as a master control this dopamine, right? And you break down your task to small projects, and then every time, right, you celebrate the success, then your dopamine will accumulate. Moderation is important. You overdo it, right? For example, eat a lot of food, right? Do nothing, the whole, this holidays, just enjoying watching television, do nothing. Yes, your dopamine, day 1, very happy. Day 2, also happy. But later on, you see, days after, there's a diminishing return, meaning your extra happiness will be less. So that's why, in my opinion, this happy hormone is half so-called monster, half angel, right? Depends on how you use it. Can? And what is oxytocin? Oxytocin is actually very easy to get it. It's a friendship, social. When you got social gathering, even you talk to your family members, you have a meeting with friends, of course, in a friendly way, lah. Your body will create this oxytocin. Okay, we call it the love hormone. Right, so it make your body, right, happy. Right, so even you got pets, dog, cats also okay. Yeah, so that's why human, you cannot live alone. This is a social group. It's a group, so-called interaction. Yeah, so oxytocin, this is amazing human, this happy hormone. Yeah, to do it, regular communication. I have a few friends, although not need to have a lot of friends. For example, when Dr. T communicate with you, although it's a one-way communication so far, sometimes I talk to my student as well. So can improve the oxytocin in a friendly way, huh? Of course, I'm not talking about quarreling, that one is different story. But among all, the most important is probably before that, I sharing about endorphin. Endorphin is like a painkiller, right? For example, when you're laughing, exercising, your tolerance level against the pain is very high. How come some people, you tekan a bit or stress a bit or cannot, like a strawberry breakdown? Some people, wow, endurance is very high. Yeah, because they tolerate that. Even from food, they can actually, like dark chocolate, can release that, essential oil and so on. Just now, dopamine, for example, when you do something improving your life, right? You got the interest activities, self-care meaning like that. Every day you do something positive to help to improve your life, probably enjoy more, eat better food, new interests and which are enjoyable, your dopamine will increase as well. Yeah, this is the natural painkiller, not the true painkiller. This is from natural way you get it. That's why sometimes you have heard there's a laughing club. The club, they just learn how to laugh, 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 laugh. So there's some science behind it because they want to improve on endorphin. Can? But among the 4, I would say the most important is probably serotonin. Serotonin is actually 血清素. This is to help you to stay calm. How come some people so calm? Very zai. Okay, so no emotional up down. Dopamine, you can get very excited one. Or some people very crazy, or maybe who knows. Some people, like those businessmen, wow, chiong one, maybe like Elon Musk, must go all the way, their dopamine is super high, 100%. But they cannot sustain that for too long. Later on, their stress hormone, the negative side of it could actually push it up. Yeah. So serotonin is you almost cannot find fault. It's a mood stabilizer. So once you got the serotonin, how to get it? Exposed to the sun. Okay, like just I mentioned, not only creating vitamin D. Your body, right? There's a autonomous this nerve system, right? Meaning you cannot control breathing, your stomach, process all this. This is the body, all right, processed by itself. So it means that if, let's say, you could just expose the sun itself, just simple action already can improve your serotonin. And at the same time, there's another elements I didn't mention here. Right? Of course, not too long until it becomes skin cancer. Another one is called melatonin, 褪黑激素. Serotonin is actually helping you to sleep soundly at night. Right? For example, some of you using too much tablet, PC, the blue light, at night you cannot sleep well because of melatonin, right? Is too much, right? So sorry, too little. Once you got sunlight effect, at night your melatonin level will go up. Naturally, you'll feel sleepy. Probably another 1-2 hours later, when come to midnight, right, you may feel it, especially at night, right? You have that kind of exercising, right? Meditation, for example, running, exercising, right? With nature, well, you feel feel very stress-free. Okay, you practice deep breathing, slowly, you inhale and then slowly exhale and so on. You thought that one is for the elderly people exercise. I can tell you that one is good for the mind control, peaceful mind. Actually, light exercise, even like Tai Chi, yoga, right? They may not be like burning the calories, but they're good for the peaceful mind. Your serotonin will increase, your endorphin will increase, right? Although these two may or may not, right? At the same time, that serotonin go up, melatonin will also go up, and guess what? At night you have a good sleep. And don't underestimate the power of good sleep. Sleeping is not wasting time. Right? Why our human, 1/3 of the time our life is sleeping. 24 hours sleeping, 8 hours. Because sleeping, our brain have to clear the bad substance. Right? So our so-called brain got a cycle one. If you study the brain scientists, there's up and down, there's another topic. So just trust Dr. T is that when you go for good sleep, not the half sleep one, right? So good sleep, then at night, right, sleep well, don't like wake up, multiple times, and your body actually can clean up all this bad substance. And at the same time, your autonomous nervous system, right, can actually, right, clean up your whole body as well. Yeah, in the scientific world right now, it's still very hard to identify exactly which one caused which one. But this is a human, hundreds or even 1,000 years of wisdom from our ancestor until now. Right? We are living in the current world, modern world. Right? We have all this information, although we cannot trust all the information, but I would say at least follow those statistical proven healthy diet, regular exercise. Even cannot exercise today, go exercise tomorrow based on weekly basis. Right? Go for social gathering. Right? If not, at least go social with the nature. Go outside, don't always stay at home, for example. Okay, so hopefully you can become a happier person. Happier person will become healthier person. Healthier person, life will become meaningful. Even you may not have a lot of money for investment. I'll say health is even more important than wealth. Okay, finally, summary. I already completed 15 styles. So you can see the interaction among all. For example, I link diabetes as a source of most evils. And then I'll show you a solution. Even high BMI to start immediately with the weight loss first. Using a low-calorie diet or a low-carb diet first. Using Dr. T, the super soup method, which is a superfood. And then the Mediterranean diet, balanced VPC 111 diet or 211 diet, doesn't matter. Take care of the whole grains, low GI. Those cruciferous veggie. By right, you can eat any veggie, can eat any so-called fatty fish. But if you can have enough more selective, you can achieve your goal faster. The same as your investment in stocks. Probably you anyhow buy, probably can still make money. Right? But if you more carefully learn how to do investment, your probability of success could be even higher. Yeah, these are some similarity between the health and investment. Follow science, follow statistics. Don't follow your so-called your mind. Don't follow what your bias thinking. Right? Whichever your personal preference, your belief may not be correct. Okay, although society as a whole may not be always true to you. So that's why Dr. T also mentioned, whichever I say here doesn't mean you have to follow step by step everything exactly. You can modify it, you can try it out. For example, if maybe you say, well, cruciferous veggie, maybe you eat broccoli, later you got bloated stomach. Then don't eat that lah. You can eat bok choy lah. Bok choy is a so-called low FODMAP, can, right? And then combine with like possible supplements and add in the good bacteria. Right? Whoever like to drinks, choose a good healthy drink. Don't go for the milkshake anymore. Of course, those bubble tea business maybe need to close down if everyone follow Dr. T. I doubt it. People always like this one. For example, how many of you can listen until me from the just now, the time 0 until now? If the answer is yes, I'm more stock for nearly probably 1.5 hours. I salute to you, meaning you care for your health. Yeah, but if you're someone, even you skip the video, now quickly come to the last page, I'm okay. I just want you to, at least remember, keep so-called your BMI, at the healthy range. Don't drink so-called those sweet drink, for example, too much. Okay, I know ask you to totally don't drink is too hard because from already have a lot of bad habits, suddenly cannot do it, this, do that. The easiest way a human will do is ignore this person. Who is Dr. T? Ignore him, right? So because the easiest way, just say this person, is nonsense. This person cannot, no need to follow him. I follow my method until one day, if your health is affected, who to blame, right? So I mentioned prevention is better than cure. Okay, wait until something happening. Of course, to find solution, a cure is important. At least must find a doctor. Hopefully, still can correct that, and use a health screening, to monitor your health condition. But you cannot go for health screening like every day, right? So the easiest of screening, I call it the weighing scale. Tomorrow go and buy one weighing scale, not expensive lah. Maybe $20 can get it already, huh? Buy electronic version, right? And then the one quite accurate one, in the morning after you go to the restroom, do it one time, write down, okay? And if you want to be more scientific one, even write down what you eat, what you drink. That is for very tight control lah. But for normal one, no need to be so stringent. And from now on, learn how to read the food label. Especially, for example, look at Milo. Milo, every 100 gram got 30 grams sugar. Next time, will you drink so much? Can drink, but right now you cut down maybe 2 spoons to 1 spoon, something like that. Huh? Okay, and eventually achieve the happiness. Okay, and in fact, from here, we can see the cross-internet connection of diet, exercising, mind, and sleeping. But this is a long life journey. Even Dr. T is continual learning, right? So although Dr. T can teach on the well management here to many of my students, right? But in my inner feeling, I still think health is even more important than well. If you can only choose one, or rather you don't plan to make more money, but make yourself stay healthy. But if you could both well and health together, many things similar, put in effort to learn. Start from today. Don't worry about slow. Beginner is okay. Other people laugh at you, it's okay. Apply trial and error method first. Okay? And it's better to be slow than totally stand still, not moving at all. And at the end, one day, not making money investment, and health is not improving, just blame doctor, blame other people. That is not the right way, huh? Okay lah. In that case, Dr. T have completed the 15 styles here, but it's just a beginning. So I'm hoping, you can use that as a first step. I will see whether I can share this video with more people. If you can got it, I'm okay. Feel free to share this particular video with your friends or your loved one. But of course, please add in a disclaimer to them. Say that not all, there isn't a one method can fit all. Okay. Yeah. For example, diabetes, there could be all kinds of reasons. One person could get it, right? So it doesn't mean you do all this and that, your chances will be 0, right? A low probability doesn't mean the 0 probability, but it should not, stopping you from, starting your first action, right? So of course, when we know there's a proven method by so many people in certain way, right? We definitely start with a high probability one. Don't go and start with got one ancestor method, one tu fang, meaning a traditional method by someone or eat, some secret so-called recipe, then can this and that. Right? Don't do that. Huh? Yeah. So right. So if you are scientific minded, you definitely want to follow the scientific way, high probability way. Okay lah. So probably I'll open up Q&A for whoever, because I've got some students are listening now. Okay, so in the last 15 styles here, if got any question, you can ask. Right? If not, in future got chance, if you can connect to Dr. T, right? Whether you want to learn about investment also okay, or you can actually connect to Dr. T to learn about this so-called health is also okay. For the health side, Dr. T is still learning lah. Huh? Okay lah, I guess right now the time is actually quite late already, almost a 2 hours talk. So in that case, I want to wish of you the best, okay? And just do not actually stop your journey. I continue with that, huh? Okay. In that case, goodbye. Right. And for whoever you would know Dr. T for first time, you can visit Dr. T website. Right. This website, probably let me write down here. www.ein55.com. Yeah, this is actually stock investment website. Huh? So I have the similar kind of methodology of how I teach here for investment. Important whether for health or for wealth, it must add so-called value to one person's life. Right? So when you become very stressful, implement all this, then forget it. Right? Pretend you waste 2 hours time. Right? Listen to this talk. But one day I believe you'll remember. Even you thought you forget whichever I say. Right? Who knows one day? Oh, last time seems like my brain has something tell me, wow, something important. Oh, say must read the label. Oh, before I drink this bubble tea. Wow, this is Dr. T, don't know, scary one. He say, wow, drink this and that. Wow, then potential got diabetes. Then I don't know how to check for HbA1c. Probably, there's some discount given by, probably, there's a clinic somewhere. Maybe one day you may take that kind of action. I don't know when, but I kind of planted a seed. Right? Let's say I share this with 100 people, with 1,000 people. Right? Probably there's a percentage of people may benefit from there. I don't know, but I believe, right, this will be like a way for me to contribute back to the society. Huh? Okay. So anyway, got chance, we'll see again. Okay. In that case, okay. So we actually got one comment here. There's one of you say is a prostate cancer survivor. Okay, want to actually hear how to actually keep it from relapse. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I could not give any personal so-called advice on the healthcare, but just probably as a general discussion. Oh, by the way, just now talk about the health screening. If you talk about a bit more, some can give you a higher, more advanced indicator called the cancer marker. For example, guys, you got prostate cancer marker. If I'm not wrong, is that indicator called PSA? Is it PSA? Huh? Yeah, PSA. Okay, so they are actually measure it. Huh? Okay, so naturally for guys, for guys when get older especially until 70, 80 years old, right? Because of our natural body. By the way, female don't have a prostate. So female is ovary and the so-called others. So it's different system. So that's why usually male and female, they'll break to different choices. Okay. Some, for example, common advanced cancer marker. Some will check for colon the cancer. Another one will check for the stomach one. Stomach, the one is another virus inside, to check the level of it. But just remember, it's never 100%. Even you check a PSA level, go up, but it's an indicator, meaning if it's high, you may need to go to the next stage. But even it's low, doesn't mean no risk of prostate cancer lah. Yeah, but at least it's a form of screening. Yeah, so for whichever cancer, doesn't matter, colon, stomach, whichever, there could be, our body got so many parts. Probably there are more. You want to name very exact one, who know, can be 100 different kind of cancer. Yeah, so I don't know what's the top 10 cancer so far. Right, but common one, it could be colon cancer, maybe lung cancer, stomach cancer. All these are, even for guys, prostate cancer could be quite common. Right, because when getting older, naturally, they want to build up. So probably since my 15 style, I did not cover on cancer. Can I just share a bit in general on cancer, what I know? Cancer, okay? Regardless which one is it, doesn't matter. All right, because although just now the question is asked on prostate cancer. But in general, how cancer, right, can, come out, it must have two conditions. Number one, right, your cell must become bad, must betray you. Okay, meaning the cell one day become bad cell, become your enemy, out of control, right? So meaning they mutate, become so-called enemy. And even that happening, right, is not become cancer. You need the second one, meaning your immune system fail. So in fact, our body got all kinds of immune system. If I think got different kind of soldiers. Okay. So all these are you need to eat enough protein to get that immune system. So we got different so-called this cancer killer here can help to fight against those bad cancer cell, right? So meaning your immune system must fail. At the same time, the cell must mutate, get bad. These two are the important criteria to become cancer. And that process, unfortunately, may take 20 years or even longer. So that's why it's not like today you do something, tomorrow, someone may get cancer. So for example, someone in the 20s or 30s, in order to work day and night, never go for a good sleep, so body got inflammation, this is bad and very stressful because got difficult boss, and then eat the junk food, eat pizza, this and that, the fast food, and seldom got time to do exercising, right? So inflammation, occur. At the same time, my body not enough rest, right? So the serotonin level, the happy hormones definitely hard to find, right? All these are interconnected. So what happened? Body will inflame, 发炎, inflame. So once inflammation happen, guess what, right? So the body will have the inflammation could cause the cell to become enemy. Some will start to betray you already. Right? By right, they need to listen to you. But one day, they become your enemy. And because of immune system also fall down, your vitamin C, your antioxidant is low, your zinc level is low, cannot fight against them. Probably don't eat healthily, your muscle level is low, right? And then your protein intake is little. Okay, your sodium not enough. If you got enough immune system, those bad cells will be cleaned from time to time. Okay, even some apply, we call it intermittent fasting. Okay, the idea is when you are hungry, the bad cell, right, they will eat away the cell, right? Those damaged cell. Okay, you don't mind? Do you able to hear me now? Yes or no? If yes, can you type in the chat box? Okay, seems like cannot hear me. Okay lah, in that case. Okay, can you confirm? Able to hear? Able to hear now? Yes. You know what happened or not? Dr. T, because just now after my investment talk, because today I got a coaching class, I talked for nearly 7 hours, one person. From 1 p.m. I talk until 8 p.m. And just now this health talk from 8 p.m. plus, I talk until 10 p.m. plus, so far 2 hours. Talk until my mic lose a battery. In fact, the mic keep on giving me the warning. I keep on ignoring. Similar as investment, similar as a health. So when the body give you a signal, something may not be correct, then you need to watch out. Huh? Okay, so, but I'm not going to repeat just now. But just want to make sure, just now did you hear me sharing about the two conditions, how the cancer so-called happening, the bad cell and the immune system? If yes, you type yes. So roughly I know where it ends. Huh? Okay, so what I'm trying to say is here just a so-called recap, because just now I lose my voice here. Yeah, so just remember, right? Cancer, if you can detect earlier, stage 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Uh, the so-called the probability of curing is higher, right? Even after so-called you cure it, you worry about relapse. As long as you practice the DEMS, no one can guarantee 0 chances, right, of cancer coming back again, but your probability will be lower. Yeah, same thing for investment. No guarantee, wow, you buy stock ABC for sure you make money, but you follow, right, those proven scientific way, statistical proven, right, those good practices, your probability of success will be higher, right? No, although no one can guarantee that. Huh? Okay, back to here, a quick summary again. Right, just now talking about, right, cancer took probably over 20 to 30 years, right, to actually develop. Yeah, because for someone in the, they say when young, probably the body already some potential cancerous cell. But at that time, probably the immune system still okay. The person wow, work day and night, what doesn't matter one. Every day chong, right? No worry. But guess what? One day, right, getting older, getting weaker. So the immune system cannot fight against the betrayed cell. So the cancer start to come out. Yeah, so that develop, right, stage 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's why DMS, right, is actually also help to potentially prolong our lifespan. Okay, so anyway, I'm almost talking for 2 hours so far. Okay, sorry for the bit hiccup just now. Okay, I don't want to take too much of your time. I just want to um, so-called want to motivate you. Why I talk so much, be it the stock investment, be it the healthcare, right? Each of us need to be responsible for your whole life to make it better. Okay. I know, for example, why you learn about stock investment is you want to give a better future for yourself and your family. But think deeper. If you do not have a healthy body, for even you got $1 million, how can you enjoy the $1 million? Okay. So, but of course, you cannot wait until you're fully healthy. Then when you learn about investment, right? So some of you in parallel, right? So all these are multitasking. Right? Need to balance your family, the personal needs, right? Extra free time, do some exercising, and maybe sometimes when you watch a YouTube nowadays can focus in more on the some healthy diet. But also be careful, or sometimes we call it pseudoscience. Pseudoscience meaning half science, half fact one. Yeah, so those are be careful, right? So for example, Dr. T, I cannot say I'm like a medical expert. I'm not. I'm still learning. But in my opinion, what I learned so far, right? Probably it's enough to shorten at least some of you, your learning curve by a few years. To go for my exercise because today I've not achieved my so-called exercising yet. Okay, so later I go for that. Hopefully tonight my this melatonin will go up. I can have a good sleep. Okay lah. In that case, thank you everyone. Okay. All right. So all the best to everyone, huh? Okay. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay. Let me save the recording here. And if you receive this video recording for this part only, feel free to share with your loved one. Hopefully this could be a best gift to them and motivate, encourage them to move forward, right, for a better life. Right? Life could be short, doesn't matter, but more importantly, must be meaningful. Huh? Good night, everyone.